Good morning. Today we are going to start with certain offences against women. Like criminal force and assault against women, they have been categorized and they are in section 74 to section 79. 6 different offences are there. Okay. Now we'll start with section 74, which states that assault or use of criminal force to a woman with intent to outrage her modesty. So the words used here are like whoever assaults, whoever, it means anybody, a man or a woman. Okay, so whoever assaults or uses criminal force to any woman intention is essential, intending to outrage her modesty or knowing it to be likely that it will thereby outrage her modesty shall be punished with imprisonment minimum 1 year and which may extend to 5 years and fine. Okay. Now the first essential is whoever intends to outrage her modesty. Okay. Now intention is there. Intends to outrage her modesty, and second is does something with the knowledge, knowing it to be likely to outrage her modesty. So intention and knowledge, knowing to be likely to outrage her modesty, that is essential. And for that, what he is going to do? He is going to assault or do criminal force. Means the first ingredient is whoever assaults or uses criminal force against a woman with intention or knowing to outrage her modesty, then the offence under section 74 is being committed. It is being punished by minimum 1 year and maximum 5 years. Okay, and fine is there. Now the word modesty is not defined anywhere. Now what is modesty? That depends upon the traditions or the culture or the traditional, you can say, ethos, the legal ethos of that country and the sect or the people or the community to which the woman belongs. Okay. Now modesty is a quality of a woman. See, a woman, how she is so modest, she is so delicate, she is very decent in her manner, in her taste, the way she will look, the way she will stand, the way she will speak, and her likes, her behavior, her delicance. Now she is going to avoid obscene language and her gestures. She will be like a respectable person. She will live a life of dignity. See, these are the qualities of a woman. So womanhood or woman means modest. Okay, now if somebody insults her, somebody assaults her or uses criminal force by which she feels certain insulted of being a woman, then that will be called as outraging her modesty of a woman. We'll see one case. That case is of Rupandel Bajaj. She was a senior IAS officer. She was in a dinner party and one KPS Gill, who at that time was the Director General of Police, Punjab, he came near her and she was sitting and he came very near to her. It was like 4 inches difference was there in between his legs. So close he was with her. So he came and he told her stand up. She denied. She felt very bad, like a person is coming and standing so near her who is not her relative, neither her husband or a brother or any of her relatives who are allowed, or a woman allows some men who are her relatives, near relatives, to come near her. He was nothing like that and he is coming and standing near her and telling her to stand up. Now she stands but she comes back. So what he does, she first denies to stand. Okay, now and he tells that stand up and come along with him. She doesn't go but she stands up, but she is away from him. Now what he does, he slaps her on her posterior in front of all the guests. It was a night party, dinner party, and many guests were there. In full of all the presence of the guests, he slaps her on the posterior. She files a case of outraging the modesty of a woman, and the Supreme Court has held that yes, this amounts to outraging the modesty of a woman, because she doesn't want that. She feels insulted that how a person who is unrelated to her comes and stands near her and he's talking in such a way. So she feels insulted. Okay. Now this Supreme Court has held in this case that this is outraging her modesty. Okay. Now what we have seen in the essentials, that there must be some criminal force or assault. Second, it must be with intention or knowing that it will be likely to cause outraging the modesty of a woman. Okay. Now for intention, we'll see one more case. That case is Ramdas versus State of West Bengal. In this case, what are the facts of the case? Okay, the accused, he boarded at night in a railway compartment, in which already two females were there and their friends were there. Means 4 people were there in the compartment and he is there. It is a long journey. So first of all, he sits there for a time, and as the night nearby, what he does, he removes his trouser. Now underneath he is wearing an underwear. Okay. Now he removes the trouser, he puts his night dress, but at that time the females in the compartment don't like this, because somebody is removing his clothes, his trouser and all in front of them. So there is a quarrel between their male friends and this accused. They state this is outraging the modesty of a woman, and they file a case against him. Here the court has held it is usual that by night a person is going to wear he will be comfortable in the journey, na? So he will wear his night dress. So he removes his trousers. He is not having that intention. Neither he is looking at the woman, he is having any gesture. He is just doing his own work. Though he removes his trouser in front of the woman, he is not having that intention. So Supreme Court in this case has held that the first essential, that is intention of outraging the modesty of a woman, is not in this case. Therefore the accused was not liable under section 74. Okay. Now this is the first section, section 74, telling about the first offense, assault or use of criminal force to woman with an intent to outrage her modesty. Okay. Now the next section is section 75, that is sexual harassment. A man committing any of the following acts. So what they have done, they have given 4 acts. If these 4 acts are being committed, that will be called as a sexual harassment. Okay, sexual harassment is, you can say it has been defined in section 75. Sexual harassment means when a man committing any of the following acts. Now what are the acts? The first is he is keeping physical contact and advances which are unwelcome, means she does not like that. Okay, unwelcome advances or physical contact. The second is demand or request of sexual favors. The third is showing pornography against the will of a woman. That is also important. Against the will of a woman, if a person is showing some pornography, showing pornography against the will of a woman. And the fourth is making sexually colored remarks. If these 4 acts are being done by a man, then that will be called as a sexual harassment. Okay. Now here the punishment is being divided. For the first 3 acts, 4 acts are there, no? So first 3 acts, the punishment is rigorous imprisonment up to 3 years or fine or both. We'll repeat. What are the first 3? First is physical contact and advances. Second is demand or request for sexual favors. The third is showing pornography against her will. For these 3 offenses, or for the 3 acts, the person will be punished by 3 years, extend to 3 years, or fine, or both. And the fourth is that if a man makes a sexually colored remarks, then he'll be punished for imprisonment 1 year or fine or both. Okay, now these are the two sections telling about outraging the modesty of a woman, that is section 74, and 75 is sexual harassment. The further sections we are going to see in the next lecture. Okay, bye bye. See you in the next lecture.